Wow, that is bad. I don't know what to tell you guys because I'm paying way too much for internet for it to be lagging like that. And then I'm gonna do a speed test, and it's gonna be doing just fine. So, huh? Yeah, it completely crapped out, dude. There we go. Yeah, I just switched over to this. I like Streamlabs is just shit in the bed. It's not anything else. I mean, CPU is like at 50%. Internet speed's good. I mean, my ping is 5. I'm still getting over 250 megabits per second. So it's Streamlabs ends up being a little bit more CPU hungry. Test. How about now? You guys got me? Well, I'm not gonna act like this isn't frustrating. Yep. All right. Mike's coming through. I'm still jumping all over the place. I mean, this is just absolutely whack. It's something about Streamlabs itself, and I might have to downgrade the quality of the stream. Yeah, brother. It's when I had to reset this computer, I'm having to go back through and change the settings. So I'm probably downscale the output, and then I'll probably end up making a few more changes. Because this is it's not supposed to act like this. And like you go through your checklist of like why things are happening and what's going on, and yeah, it's pretty whack. It's pretty whack. And that might be what it is, dude. And then I end up being like, I end up suffering because of Streamlabs. And when I was on OBS, none of this happened. But I didn't have the overlays. I couldn't raise money. I couldn't do all this stuff. What's up, man? Looks like you guys found me again. Yeah, and then we went from like 11 viewers to 12 viewer or to 3 viewers. So problems at Streamlabs was the last one was the 12th. Yeah, man, that's frustrating. I'm not gonna act like that's not frustrating. Yeah, for sure. Until you had to bounce. All right, so let's change this to just chatting. Because it's not like, I mean, this is why I ended up going with a two PC setup, so I wouldn't have to deal with playing a game, all the RAM that it's using, whatever the load is on the GPU, and then most of these streaming platforms use GPU. I mean, you can switch it to CPU, but they'll use GPU for um, encoding it. So I don't know. Like, unless you have one of these like insane $20,000 computers, you generally either have to go from, I don't know, two computer setup or use a capture card. And I tried a capture card, but it really downscaled the quality of the stream itself. Back to what I was going to say, the Easter eggs in BO3 were the only hard because of the boss fight more than half the time. You have one guy run around and do everything. I think it's important the Easter eggs are easier because it gives more focus on story and casual players. Yeah, 100%. I'd rather, Minty, I like the armor better. What's up, brother? What's up, everybody jumping back on? I don't know what's going on with the Streamlabs servers, but it was abysmal. So we jumped over onto just chatting. No, Wyatt, I think you're making great points. I think, and this is what we were talking about when we actually talked about this in depth, is that making it more accessible to everyone. So, I mean, it's people having this sense of accomplishment for being able to do it, and yeah, I can completely understand that. So you grow the fan base, and then maybe the next time they do it, those people are actually interested in trying a harder Easter egg. Yeah, next time we re-downloaded Fortnite to see what was going on, but there's a new season or something. Forgot about Widow's Wine because Treyarch removed it after one game. I liked Widow's Wine too, man, and I liked the bump it gave you. Well, you think about it from a Widow's Wine perspective. Now you can upgrade your knife, so it's kind of, it gives you that benefit for the increased damage, and you can take it further into the game. And then it's like you can pick up different types of grenades now. So I mean, it's like it was the Simtex that you got. It was all those other factors. So I mean, I don't know. They've made some changes to the game that kind of address the benefit that Widow's Wine gave you. Let's see about this. I'm probably gonna change this output to. I mean, just like whatever changes I can make just to kind of make sure that yeah, and then I think there's some things. I think there's some things that like it would be cool if they brought it back. Yeah, and I think as a community, I think we'd rather have the perks. I think we'd rather have those cool perks. So Cold War doesn't have Widow's Wine, but you can have Simtexes and upgrade your knife. Yep, 100%. And so they took out the zombie shield, most of the zombie shields, and gave you armor that you can upgrade. I don't know. I don't know. I guess time is going to tell whether or not we it would be better to have those things. Better to have the things that we remember versus having these new perks or whatever, or this new additions to the game. Versus having these new. Saw a streamer go from zero streamer to 20K. Wow, that's crazy, man. Did he get hosted or what happened? Massive storyline. It's a movie series like Harry Potter. A lot of people don't play Easter eggs like OGs did. They want a smooth ride for a story. Imagine trying to play COD campaign and every little object on the floor had a reason. Yeah, I can get that for sure. For eating a Chipotle burrito? Wow, dude, that's crazy. Maybe I should try that. I don't know if I'm ready for 20,000 people. That many people talking at once. I like just vibing and talking to you guys. Being able to read chat. Yeah, I think it's. I'm gonna have to downscale. I'm gonna have to downscale my output because I have it at. Let's see. Yeah, and then I deleted OBS and then reinstalled it. And some of these things are not the way I want them to be. And it's crazy. It's crazy that you have to make all these considerations for streaming, but that's just like the name of the game. I mean, I ended up having to use another laptop just to make sure that the stream was doing what I wanted it to. Which COD do I think is better between Modern Warfare and Cold War? Not counting Warzone. I think Modern Warfare. I think Warzone saved Modern Warfare. I think I think Modern Warfare Warzone really turned that around. I think the multiplayer was okay. I think the campaign was hot garbage. So it's definitely Cold War. Like they pulled a rabbit out of the hat. I knew something was coming when they had these ground war games. I had a feeling that they were going to do a large scale battle royale, and then they dropped it, and everybody's like, their minds blown. But that is the absolute only reason that anybody talks about Modern Warfare because people weren't happy with the multiplayer when it first came out. I don't know if everybody remembers that. Well, the multiplayer wasn't that great. Yeah, Valorant yesterday was awesome. I mean that Valorant Sentinels versus 100 Thieves. And I want to play some Valorant on stream. I'm just not that good. But man, do I have fun playing it. It really did. It really did. Yeah, and this is the first time I've really felt like they were going for gimmicky metas. Like they were purposely setting up metas so we would talk about it and content creators would make posts about it and we would make loadout videos, and then they turn it off. And you look at these metas, and they generally come out right when a new season comes out, right when a pack comes out, or right when there's something linked to purchase. So it's like you can get the DMR, but you have to get Cold War to level it up. So go buy Cold War. What if someone donates and it charges back? It's just a bad look, brother. It's just like nothing happens. But if I put it into my my bank account and then I end up covering the charge. So if I'd say that's my money, I put it in my bank account, somebody charges it back, then I have to pay that money back. And there's been some crazy chargebacks, like $5,000, $10,000. So that's why I put my my disclaimer in there. There's a pretty well-known Valorant streamer who got hit with $5,000 in chargebacks. So somebody just wanted to look good on stream, gave him all that money, and then did a chargeback on him. I think I'm excited for Battlefield. We'll definitely play that on stream. Well, I mean, there's the thing. There's like the $1 to $5 donations, man. I mean, so what is the risk in and this is why a lot of people cap their donations. So $1 to $5. What are the risks of getting a chargeback on that? And you look at some of these major streamers, the most they'll see in a day is like a whole bunch of $5, $10, $20, sometimes $100 donations. Nobody's going to charge that back. But when you open it up to, yeah, I'm using subs, bits, but here's the thing. When you're an affiliate, Twitch takes more than half of your subs. And then it takes more for your bits too. So that's why people have donations. It's just a risk. So the risk for chargeback from like $1 to $100 is pretty low. When you start seeing these $1,000 donations, you're like, oh crap, that's going to be charged back. But Twitch has you by the balls until you make partner. Like they're taking it's a 60-40 split. Yeah, brother, but like you're not going to make thousands of dollars from bits. I don't think. I mean, maybe some of these larger streamers do, but you got to give yourself as many pathways as possible to make money if you're trying to make money. So it ends up being one of the most beneficial ways for streamers to make money. It goes straight to you. There's no processing. Just people want to look good on stream and drop $1,000 dono and then charge it back, knowing damn well they never intended on paying it. Am I married? I am married. You guys want to do a Q&A real quick? Hey, Wiggs, it actually takes streamers get 81% of their bits, brother. So I just looked it up. So I mean that's why people have donos on there. So they're taking your subs, depending on whether or not you're affiliate or partner. And then they take your bits too. So the only thing that's untouched is donations. And so that's why people have it on their page, but that just opens them up to the risk for a chargeback. So if somebody used a credit card, then you end up eating it on it. And there's been some like really high profile ones where people have eaten it. All right, COD will not survive. We just got new consoles with games like Battlefield pushing out limits. Unless COD steps it up, it will die out. How old? Chad pegged it the other day. I'm 32. Do I have kids? I do have kids. We have not seen what the power is of the new consoles and what games are coming out. My top 10 zombie maps. So top 10 is Origins #1, Mob of the Dead 2, Derezendrock 3, Gord Crovey 4, Shadows of Evil 5, Buried, Kino. And this is where it starts to get into like, I think opinion territory. I think 5 is up there. So we'll go 5. Wait, what was I at? 5, and then I've got 2 more slots. So I would say, and I actually did a list with this. We got 2 more slots. I'm trying to think about, I'd say Moon, and I'd probably put Moon in front of 5. And then I would say, what other ones from Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3? I think, I don't know. It's either Zetsubo no Shima or it's one of these better Black Ops 4 maps. Man, I just practiced, man. And then one of my friends who actually made it, he's like, you're practicing when you don't have an audience. So you're practicing just having that constant flow of conversation like you're talking to somebody. Like you narrate everything, every single thing you do, and you say, hey, I'm going to go do this now. Or, hey, like make observations and have conversations with people that aren't there. And it gets you, and he was 100% right. So it gets you to the point where you can talk to a brick wall. And then when you have people there, it's very natural. You've already practiced for however long. And for about 4 or 5 months, like there was really nobody. I was averaging like 1 or 2 viewers, and most of them were coming over from TikTok. And then we had that one post that did well. And then it was very natural. I mean, it was like you were talking and the people were finally there. And you won't really skip a beat. Well, what keeps you going? I mean, I think inherently you have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to like the content creation. You have to like the games you're playing. And that's why you see these people who are playing these new games that are popular. It goes straight up and straight back down because they don't love the game. And I know friends who are streamers who are stuck playing this one stream and they hate the game. They hate the game. But if they stop playing that game, they're going to go from 5,000 viewers to 500 viewers. If they try to keep it. So I feel very fortunate how things happened for me, that people found me from zombies and not from Warzone, because I had gotten to the point when you guys found me to where I wasn't really playing Warzone anymore because I just don't enjoy it that much anymore. Hopefully that answers your question. You got to enjoy it. You got to play things that you like. And then, I don't know, it starts off as something you enjoy, and then it can grow into something where it's actually financially viable. But you can't, that can't be the goal either. It can't be like, I'm going to make money doing this. It has to be enthusiasm. It has to be fun. Dude, I mean, some of my favorite memories of streaming so far are from like 1 or 2 viewers where you're actually talking to somebody. And when I did the D Machine Easter egg, I had 2 viewers. And when I did the Firebase Z Easter egg, I had 1 viewer. So that was fun. What made me want to do it? I don't know, man. It was like I was training for a marathon. I was training for a marathon when this hit, and they canceled my marathon. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I've always worked out. So I'm like, what am I going to do with all this energy? what am I going to put it into? And so right about the time that they canceled my marathon is the time that I started training or started doing streaming. And it's obviously a work in progress because I started streaming on an Xbox. But then like you upgrade your setup and you get to the point where you're streaming on a pretty decent PC. But help out the community. It's like, it came natural. It came natural. Like the first thing I did, and I'll tell you the moment that it happened. I saw this post and people were like, somebody got in my stream and they were so mean to me. And I can't mean that. I can't believe that. And it was like, like vomit. It's like, I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I want you to watch me because you like me, not because you feel sorry for me. So literally the first giveaway I did was because I was like, here's something for you. If you want it, if you just want to watch me long enough to win, great. If you want to stick around afterwards, great as well. And then we started doing that because people would come back and be like, hey, yo, I got the battle pass because of you. Or, hey, man, I really appreciate that. You know, like people have said all kinds of things that really make it valuable to me. And that's why I want to keep doing it. Because it's been a lot of fun. It's been cool interacting with people. And then I think I'm in a different position than most other streamers who are like, I have to make it. I have to make it. I have to make it. Give me money. Give me subs. I'm like, all right, I'm pretty set. And it would, for this to flip, for me making more money doing streaming than what I'm already making, like I would have to go a really long way. So I'm just in a different spot than other people. Zombies is way better than Warzone. And yeah, dude, 100%. 100%. I'm so glad that you guys didn't blow up one of my posts on Warzone and I'm stuck playing Warzone. It's so amazing how that worked out. Like I play all the zombie games and switch up the games. I appreciate that, man. I don't want to get stuck playing one thing more than others. I don't think you guys like that. I think you guys like keeping it fresh and I like keeping it fresh. Warzone is stale right now, full of sweats. Yeah, man, for sure. And there's no weapon variety. I agree, brother. I think from all I've seen, most loved streamers are the ones like Tim. They get on Twitch like a normal person. They rage, they cry, they fall. Yeah, dude, for sure. For sure. Because we're not all great. Like I've had really good games and I was better earlier when I actually spent more time on it. Like I would go sweat and I would get 20, 25 kills in Warzone, but I don't do that anymore. And like the most kills I've had recently was on dubs with subs with like, I think I had 14, 13 or 14. So like, I just don't spend as much time on it anymore. And it's really just making you can't bank on being good. You have to have something else. You're either personable or you enjoy the community or you like helping out or people can relate. It can't just be being good. And Shroud said something like this. Shroud has some of the best natural aim out of anybody. But once he started engaging more, once he started having these Q&As, once he started having these really funny moments on stream is when his stream picked up. Got a free t-shirt from you and I'm still here. Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it. I just like doing stuff like that, man. And sometimes it'll be for like building the best house on Minecraft. And sometimes it'll just be for entering a contest and follow me on YouTube or something like that. And people I've seen more confusion than others. Most people are like, all right, why are you giving me stuff? And it's just like, I don't know, man. That's just kind of who I am. It's kind of who I am as a person. Hackers and sweats, brother. That's the best way to describe Warzone. Minty is Origins, Gora, DE, Mob, Shadows 9, Kino, Moon, Zetsubo, Ancient Evil. That's a good list, brother. It's the most rage-inducing things to die to a Rose skin slide canceling with a Mac 10. Yeah, dude. For the early review on Justice, what were thoughts on it? Did you think it will fall short or start the DCEU? I'll preface this by saying I didn't hate it in the movie theater. I was happy to see. This is my mentality for some of these zombies maps that aren't that great, but I can find the value in it. And this is just from coming from a different stage of life. So it's like, I already liked the Wonder Woman character. I liked the Jason Momoa Aquaman character. I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I wasn't sold on Ben Affleck as Batman, but I did like it when it was in the theater. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it deserved to get just eviscerated by the reviewers. But then when you hear the backstory about how Zack Snyder got silently pushed out, they took his vision, revamped it, hoping for like a more MCU like environment. Then you're like, okay, what would this have looked like if it was true to his vision? If he shot all the scenes, he included everything, because they really didn't go into Flash. They didn't go into Cyborg. They didn't give some of these other characters much of like a second glance. And so those are like major pieces of the DCEU. So I was hopeful. I had kind of given up on the DCEU. I knew that they weren't happy with those reviews. They weren't happy with the box office. No, I didn't leave Discord, brother. I told GLC to run the server, and I think he took it as like, I'm not going to be there, but he's going to handle like mod applications. He's going to handle like any sort of actions that need to be taken. I'm not leaving Discord. I just want to throw that out there. But JLC is basically going to run it. I was just like taking it a little bit too far in terms of managing the server, managing any sort of disciplinary actions, managing the mod applications. And so he's really, really good at this. I've known him a long time. I'm going to let him run it. But I'm still in Discord. Yeah, no, brother. I'm still there. I think he kind of like had an oh crap moment. He's like, wait, are you leaving? And I'm like, no, like you're good at this. He's managing a couple other servers. He's really, really good at this, and he's better suited for it. And I found myself getting frustrated because I'm just not good at managing this aspect of it. I love community. I love vibing with you guys. I love being on stream. I love all of those other different aspects, but I found myself getting really frustrated with Discord. Not frustrated with you guys, but frustrated with managing it. So opened up at mod applications, handed it over to JLC to run, and then from there. So I'm still going to be in there, still going to be talking, still going to be vibing, just not going to be running it. But yeah, Wyatt, I'm like, I hope they take this, if it turns the corner for it, and they find success with it, I hope they can go back and re-explore that, because Henry Cavill has already started talking to MCU. And if they lose Henry Cavill, like, what are you going to do? Bring in another Superman? And then you're already talking about bringing another Batman. So you're starting to fray. The edges are starting to fray already. So I'm hopeful it's going to be great, and I've heard it's going to be great. I don't know if it saves the DCEU. And I think it's, for everybody now, they think they think the setup is having these intertwined characters, and they have their own solo movies, but then they come back together for these larger group pieces. And I don't know if that works for anybody but the MCU. They did it perfect. They set it up perfect. They had a few misses, but they really set up that larger universe very well. And DCEU looked for a cheap win, and they thought, well, we can do it too, because we have some. I mean, listen, Batman, Superman, Flash, Aquaman, 4 of the most well-known characters. So when you miss on that, I think it looks worse than taking a shot with the characters that the MCU owned and then hitting them out of the park. It's like, I have some Iron Man comics, but I have way more Spider-Man comics. I have way more other comics. I don't have as many Thor. I don't have as many Iron Man. I don't have as many, and they launched the MCU with those guys. I have Captain America. So when they brought in Captain America, I'm like, all right, cool. But they made it work with these characters that they own the rights to, because they'd already sold the rights to X-Men. They'd already sold the rights to Spider-Man. So I don't know. I'm hopeful that it works, but I don't know if it's going to do anything beyond just having that one good movie. Director's Ben put on 40 pounds of muscle for Batman. The actor really worked on it, but like that scene when Flash lays on top of Wonder Woman was very wrong. The director tried to force it on Gale to point she left. Yeah, I mean, it's just trashy, dude. It's trashy. It's just like, it's cheap thrills, man, and cheap laughs. I appreciate it, man. It has gone from, I showed you guys not long ago, 2,000 followers to like over 5,000 in a little bit more than a month and a half. And so, I mean, for me, that's relative success. You compare it to people with millions of followers, and it's small, but I mean, we have a smaller, tightly knit community. So, I mean, give me 5,000 people who are just vibing on zombies versus a million people who don't really care about you on a day to day basis. Yeah, I'm gonna have to downscale my stream. That's a bummer. I like streaming in 1080p, but I don't know if I can do that. The problem is people don't watch TV anymore. The Flash and Arrow show is amazing. People overlook it. TV got more notice. It would do. Yeah, I think so. Or what would have been smart is you take your Batman character, your Superman character, and you add people from the Arrowverse to that movie. So you take that audience that already exists and add it to well-known characters, and I think that would have been smarter than bringing in brand new characters. I think they should have had actors from the CW do. Yep, that's exactly what I say. I agree 100%. So you bring over these already well-known characters, drop them into a movie, you have a built-in audience, and then you already have a built-in audience for those well-known DC characters, Superman. And then the Wonder Woman movie had already nailed it. So you already have momentum with that. Bring in Batman, bring in Superman, already have an existing Cyborg from several shows, already have an existing Green Arrow from several shows, already have an existing Flash. So why reinvent the wheel? I think one of their major failures is trying to reinvent the wheel too many times. Yeah, but Nick, I agree 100%. Like you already have a successful show. Don't like, and I'm sure those guys would have been just fine in a movie. So guys, I got a meeting in a few minutes, but I'm gonna dip. But this is fun. We can do more of these. It doesn't always have to be playing video games, and I'm gonna have to downscale everything. I might for the new DC movie. I feel like it's gonna be remembered as a movie that could have been that, and that'll be what they lose from this. If they knock it out of the park with Zack Snyder's version, then it's such a loss because it costs them the universe. It costs them the entire universe. Yeah, it definitely wasn't great. Definitely wasn't great. I found myself more accepting of it than stuff like Thor 2 or Iron Man 3. Yeah, I don't know about Ezra Miller as Flash either. Yep, guys, I appreciate you being on as always. I'll be back on tomorrow morning. You guys have a good day. Study hard.